And we're back with Kim Carson. This is the interview portion. We heard a great set of music done by you, and now's the time that we're going to get to know all about you.
Oh, boy.
Woohoo! Mostly all about you.
There's a lot in my songs. If you know my songs, it's pretty much I write from experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in the Chickasaw Nation in Ardmore, Oklahoma, because Medill didn't have a hospital back then.
Oh, wow.
And we moved around a little to Little Rock, Arkansas, Norman, Oklahoma. But we moved to Canyon, Texas when I was 5.
Oh, wow.
And so I went all through school up to my senior year there, and then back to Oklahoma. And then off to, I did go to college in Denton.
Me too.
Yeah, we're both North Texas.
That's right.
That's right. Did we decide we were there about the same time, I think?
I think, yeah.
Passed each other in the hall.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah, I know. I had big hair back then. I mean, I had that big.
I did too,
Dallas
and
hair,
I still do, except I need a haircut now. But and so you had also mentioned New Orleans, and New Orleans is that part of your music portion of your life? That
Yeah, very much so. I was married to a Louisiana man, and we left Chicago. We just had the thought. 5 winters in Chicago.
Yeah. My mother lived there for quite some time, and it was awful.
I liked it, but it was so cold. He came home one day, and he had been crossing Michigan Avenue, and the wind blows so hard, you know, your eyes water, and his eyelashes froze together, and he was right in the middle of Michigan Avenue, eyelashes frozen. He was an Eagle Scout, so just quick thinking, he put his hands over and warmed it and pried an eyelid open, you know.
Oh, man. See, yeah, you shouldn't live like that.
Well, he walked in, then he closed the door, and he goes, "Pack up, we're moving." What happened? He goes, it's cold, we're moving. So we did. We moved to New Orleans.
Okay. All right.
And I liked New Orleans. We both worked in radio there, and I said, if we're going to live in New Orleans, we're going to live in the French Quarter, because I don't want to be driving. And his radio station was in the French Quarter, and mine was in the French Quarter, and I loved it because it was like living in a small town inside of a big city.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you went to North Texas, were you radio, TV, and film?
I was.
Okay. And so how did you get into the broadcasting portion of your life?
Well, I loved radio. I loved country music, and there was a radio station across the highway from my grandparents' house outside of Medill, Oklahoma. And so I had a friend that worked there, and he got me a job, and I was doing, the traffic, where it's not like, talking about the traffic. It's
right.
You're scheduling commercials and everything.
Right.
And I'd been working about 3 weeks when the midday guy and our boss got in a fight, and he walked out. The salesman was gone to lunch. Even the station owners, he'd been on the air since sunup. His wife was even in town running errands. I was the only one there, and his name was Sky Corbin, and he goes, "Kim, you little wall-eyed heifer, get in here."
Nice.
So he sat me down. This turns on this turntable. This is this turntable. This is the microphone. Good luck. And that was it. Really, that was it.
Oh, yikes.
And I hadn't been paying attention to, I didn't know what, so I was starting records on the wrong speed, and, and
comedy hour at the radio station.
Oh, it was horrible, and I was so shy anyway, and I almost started crying, and I'd go, "Don't." I'm so thinking I'm talking to myself, but out loud, and not knowing the microphone is on. I go, "Don't cry, Kim. Nobody listens to this radio station anyway." Come to find out, so bad and so funny that everybody in town was now listening to the radio station. And so I just kept doing it. After about 15 minutes, I kind of,
got the hang of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do I'd started a record on the wrong speed. I just, slapped it. I go, and now the slow version. So it was just kind of, once I got that in my head from early on, nobody's listening to me.
Yeah.
You know they are, but you're in this room by yourself, and it's kind of like a kid. You know, you can't see me. You can't see
Right.
me. So,
Yeah.
so
But they heard you.
yeah, but I was 18 years in broadcasting, and
Great.
yeah, I loved it. My goal in life was to be really more of a writer. To write, I wanted to write comedy, and I wanted to write for David Letterman and write for.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't.
Yeah, that kind of went. They needed me, believe me. There and then they needed some comedy.
Right.
But I did that, and I got to be friends with a lot of the Second City comedians because they'd listen to me at night, and I recorded all incoming calls and we'd put them on the air. And you get a comedian going, "Hey, I'm getting on the air over here." All of a sudden, every comedian in town is calling.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
it was really fun between, Cubs players and just giving out the hotline number because it was overnights. I didn't think my boss was listening because it wasn't rated.
Yeah.
So I had completely abandoned the format. I was doing whatever I wanted to.
Well, it worked, huh?
It worked, yeah. They caught me, but, they caught me, but they let me just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So it was good.
Well, that's a cool experience.
Yeah.
Now,
liked it.
we get to the point that you're done with doing the radio stuff, and you decide, okay, I'm going to write songs, and I'm going to sing them, and I'm going to perform. Because I already know that, based on earlier conversation, that you had played quite a few different instruments growing up as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't playing anything at the time. And actually, like I said, I was real shy, but I was doing a radio remote broadcast where at a car dealership, and that's one of those where a radio personality will be at the car dealership, and they'll have pizza, and they invite you, "Oh, come on out to, John Brown," and then the car dealers all try to sell you a
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So, but there was a band out there, Russell and the Rustlers, and I was walking back from somewhere, and Larry J just reached out, the guitar player, and pulled me into the microphone, and they were doing "L.A. Freeway," one of my favorite songs. And
Yeah.
I love Guy Clark, and I love Jerry Jeffrey. So I was singing along and didn't realize I was singing harmony, and after that they said, "Now you sing one." I said, "I don't know any songs, the words." I said, "I believe I could do I Can't Help It If I'm Still in Love with You," and so I sang that, and after that they just had me to keep coming out and singing with them, and yeah.
Cool. So when did you realize that you could write your own songs?
I never thought I could. I always thought it was just such a gift from God, because I'd always listen to Chris Christopherson and people like that and think, wow, nobody can do that. And my granddad called me one morning, and my granddad never called, ever. But he called me, and he goes, "Darling, I had a dream last night that you wrote a song, and it was a good one, so, well, better get to it. Love you." And that's
Oh,
my
wow.
granddad's a man of few words, If you get a 45, 60-second conversation, usually ended with, "Here's your grandma," but she had passed
Right.
on by then. So I thought, well, I guess I better learn to write. And so I called up an engineer over at Alan Toussaint's studio at C. St. Named Steve Himmelfarb, and I said, "All right." I told him I got to learn to write some songs. So who are the best 3 songwriters in New Orleans? And he told me, he goes, Joe Tullis, Paul Sanchez from Cowboy Mouth, and John Thomas Griffith are my 3 favorites. So, okay. So I thought, all right, I'm setting out to find these 3. And then Columbo kicked in, and I saw there was a songwriter night at the Howlin' Wolf on a Monday night. So off I headed to the Howlin' Wolf, and this long-haired guy saw me getting out of the car with a guitar, and he came over and helped me, and he says, "Hi, my name's Joe Tullis." I said, "Oh, I'm looking for you." So it took me like 2 days. I told him the story. I said, "Now I got to find Paul Sanchez and John Thomas Griffith." And he goes, "Well, they're inside. Come on in." So it
wow.
just kind of fell in. So John and I started running around, and one afternoon we'd been shooting pool at a dive bar, we'd used up all our quarters. The bartender wouldn't make change anymore, because we were putting all these quarters in a jukebox. They had the best jukebox there. And later on, we went to eat. They brought our change into like about $5 worth of quarters from the quarter scene.
Oh, wow.
They said, I'm so sorry, we've had a busy night, and I'm sorry, but here's a bunch of quarters. And I looked at John, and I said, man, where's a jukebox when you need one? And he goes, dude, write that down. So I sat there and wrote some lines that came to me on this butcher paper and worked on it, and he came back in town. I wasn't playing guitar at the time. I just bought one. He came back in town the next week, and I sang him where's a jukebox when you need one? And he showed me how to play the chords, and I've been writing ever since.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
you started 3 chords. That's all you need to write.
You started your songwriting journey later in life, then, really? Yeah.
I was 32 before I ever sang a note, in public, and then I started playing guitar, I guess about 6 months after I started singing. Because I was singing with Russ Russell or Main Street, and I'd sit with the wives and the girlfriends, and then I'd go up and do 3 or 4 country songs, and then go sit back down and get hit on by every drunk in the bar. And I said, I'm going to stay up on that stage, and I went and got a guitar. Taught myself to play guitar.
So you're self-taught then?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, I got the Mel Bay book.
Okay.
And now these days you can get online and just...
Right.
There's all kinds of lessons and stuff.
Yeah. Does anybody else in your family write, sing, play music?
My sister played bassoon and sousaphone, and she's actually got a good voice. She doesn't sing. I've got a niece that sings, but nobody really,
They didn't pursue it.
No, I think my mom might have had some musical talent. She always loved the piano, and she had always wanted to play. And my granddad, I got an old C harmonica, one of the old Marine Band harmonicas that he'd had in the Navy, and
oh, neat.
So I thought, well, maybe he used to call the square dances sometimes. So
okay. So there's
I
a
think
little
there's
bit
some
there.
that was just discovered.
Right. Now, I rumor mill has it that you just got back from a European tour.
Yeah.
Wow. You've been doing a lot since I saw you last.
Yeah. We I started going to Europe in 2000 just by myself, and finding people to play with over there. I'd go to these open mic nights, and I'd book the show, and then I'd go find players to play with me, and I'd have my little disc. So I went every year from 2000 to 2019, and then during the shutdown, I stayed in.
Right.
But we went in 2023 and went last year. This year's going to be, I think, my last tour, because we would just go over there and stay, we used to stay 13 weeks.
Wow.
I think last year we stayed 9 or 10 weeks, but it's getting harder over there since the shutdown. They haven't bounced back over there, even as well as we have. And it put a lot of people out of business. It caused a lot of people to lose their homes. And so people don't have a lot of money now to go to a festival and pay, 80 or 100 euros to go. They can pay half. So the fees are cut in half, and some festivals have stopped.
Yeah, so it's not as productive for you then.
No, it's really not. And they don't do the music. After 2008, they stopped. You used to play every night of the week over there. You do band things Friday, Saturday, and then during the week, we'd go do the trio, the 3 Americans. I used to have half European band members up till 2005, and then half Americans.
Okay.
And there was some really funny. I'll tell one quick funny story. The first year I went, I had this. The second year I went, I had this drummer. He was Polish, but he didn't speak any English. He spoke Polish, he spoke Russian, and some German. And my upright bass player was, of course, American. And he used to rush a little fast. He would beat the beat. And we were on stage, and I hear the bass player go, "Vladi, you're rushing." And he goes, "9, Polish."
Oh, God.
And I looked back there, and about the time I see Ryan go,
Whatever.
Nein, Polish.
That's great.
Yeah, it's good times.
Well, I know the Europeans sure do love American music. I hate to hear that it's harder and harder over there because there's so many of the Americans are going.
Yeah, there still are, and I think I probably would still go, but just on like a short run. If they fly us in to do a festival,
right?
One of the festivals in France or Spain or something, fly us in and right back out. We wouldn't make much money that way. A lot of it, the airline tickets.
Oh yeah,
and the petrol is
way high,
expensive.
Yeah,
and we used to stay with people, but since the shutdown now, it's more of a Airbnb thing, and so it's more difficult to make it worth your while to bring people over there. A lot of Americans go over, but then they'll have a backing band that's over there, and the bands are very good.
Yeah.
But for my music, it's nobody. I mean, you can't hardly get people in Nashville to play my songs the way they're played in Texas.
It's just got that feel.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So, what would you say is your favorite European country that you visited?
And it's really hard because they're all so good, and I have friends everywhere. I can tell you some beautiful, as far as, the people and everything are just what make it for me. And we've got dear friends that come over they've been to New Orleans to visit, they've been to Texas to visit. I've already had two German couples and a couple from Belgium that live in Switzerland already come to visit me since I've been since May of this year.
Oh, well, isn't that cool?
Yeah. But I have to say, Switzerland is one of the most absolutely gorgeous countries. It's mountains and lakes. Mm-hmm. And the lakes can go like pale, like that blue to a turquoise, like your shirt. It's the minerals and the mountains.
And the chocolate.
Oh, gosh. The food is really good. And the food is really good. And the German food, I like so much.
Yeah, that's good too.
In Italy, oh my goodness. I come out of there, the whole band looks pregnant when we leave Italy. Everybody's got a belly, Yeah.
That's
we do love it over there.
So, where do you call home today?
Hi, Texas.
Hi.
Where
exactly is that?
It is, it's just west of Johnson City, and I'm 22 minutes from Luckenbach.
Okay.
If you go to Fredericksburg from Austin, you're going to come down 290 and go right by my house.
Oh, wow.
And I absolutely love it. I get up, these days I wake up right before dawn, just no alarm, but I wake up. I live right on the highway. Traffic gets busy around 5:30, and I hear it.
Yeah.
So my routine that I just love, I'll get up, coffee, and then I drive down to LBJ Park. Go around the back road on Highway 1 and park, and I'll get out and just watch the sky change over the Pedernales.
Oh, wow.
Finish my coffee, and then I'll hike on into the park, do a little walk, and the deer are always out. There's all kinds of animals.
Sounds beautiful.
Yeah. I do my sets, at one of the picnic tables, and then the high post office is only open 8 to 10, so I'll go get my mail, and then, get back to the house and start the day. And there's so much to do at the house.
So you're predominantly just your income is all based on music and all that right now.
Pretty much music, yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my house in New Orleans, and that I divided up into 4 units years ago, and so 3 of them are rented.
Oh,
so
that's good.
I get a little bit of rental income, but I've got my apartment that I still want to rent out. It's because I'm never there, and I need to turn loose of it. But but I still love going over there and going to Alabama. I just came back from Alabama, I think 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
I played the Floribama with Dallas Moore and Scott Southworth, and it's a big songwriter festival.
Yeah.
Oh, you should. Scott, in September, I don't remember if it's 26th or 27th, Dallas Moore is doing a songwriter series, like last Sunday of the month at Luckenbach, and I think me and Scott and Dallas are going to get the band back together, the 3 of us.
call me about doing a radio show.
I will. Yeah, because Scott can route that. And we've.
Yeah, he knows about us.
Yeah. Okay. I'll shoot him a message tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had made mention that, normally you're playing with a band behind you.
Yeah.
That's the most of it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how difficult is it to be a female front person with the band? Because I've heard stories that a lot of places don't like to hire a band if there's a female fronting it. I don't know if you find that or not.
It's a little more difficult at first until they, because sometimes they have the wrong idea that they don't know the kind of music we do. But we do hardcore, honky tonk and outlaw. Mm-hmm. And so once they see us, it's been good. But also, I don't do all the singing. I mean, I've always thought it more interesting to have other people. It's like changing gears or putting a different lure, on your, on your line. So the fiddle player sings, guitar players sing, the drummer sings.
Oh, wow.
Which is funny because Jason never really sang too much. We were playing at Bend one night, and I heard this beautiful harmony. I thought, looking around, who's that? I looked back at Jason, and he's shrugging, playing drums. The band before us had a microphone back there, and Jason thought, is this on? He just started singing.
Wow.
I was like, oh, now we know. So you're going to start singing, you're going to start singing a lead on some stuff. Oh, because I don't know the words to any songs. I said, so you played with Billy Joe Shaver for a couple of decades. You don't know the words to one Billy Joe Shaver song. He goes, oh, yeah, I could do that. And he's got a gorgeous voice, and we do some duets together, and the fiddle player and I do duets together, and he sings, Johnny Russell. Well, I do Johnny Russell. He does Red Steed All. We do old Texas dance hall classics. I mean, we do stuff that a lot of bands don't do anymore.
Do any of your band members write?
Will does, the fiddle player. He's got one on my new CD called The Candlelight Lounge, and it's a great story about his granddad was a jazz saxophonist, and it was his dream to one day go to New Orleans, the birthplace of jazz, but he never got to see that. So after he died, Will wrote him into a real bar called the Candlelight Lounge. And he wrote him into the old tradition of, when someone dies in New Orleans and they would do the first line where they're very somber, carrying the casket. Prop it up in the bar, have one last drink with their friend or relative, and then you do the second line, and that's kind of like, when this thing's going to celebrate.
Right.
So this Candlelight Lounge, it takes place at the bar where his granddad is saying, when I go, take my soul to one more show at the Candlelight Lounge. And it's a beautiful song.
Yeah.
It's kind of upbeat, and we got a parade beat in there.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good writer.
Very cool.
I think actually Jeremy Woodall writes, plays guitar with us, and Frankie G. I think Frankie writes, and Jason writes, but it's drummer stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And you're also out with a new CD called Honky Tonk Queen of New Orleans, right?
Well, it's just called the Honky Tonk
The
Queen.
Honky Tonk Queen? Okay.
Yeah.
All righty. And so people can get that where?
I've got to put that out online. I'm going to do like what the Outlaw Firm has done. I think in Europe we do the CD, so I'll have to get them on cute little,
Flash drives. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get some pointers from Johnny and Mike. And
Oh, yeah.
Arthur and,
Yeah.
I get that.
Well, that's great. Well, it sounds like you've got it laid out and planned. You're doing well, and you're happy, and you live in paradise. What more can you ask for, right?
I'm very happy, and I've not run into any live scorpions in the house. So
Yay!
I'm all good. That's good.
Keep them feral cats around too. They'll take care of it. Well, I really look forward to keeping an eye on you, seeing what you come up with, and having you come back and see us. It's been our pleasure, and I so appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Helen. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Randy, and thank you guys for showing up right before Thanksgiving. I really appreciate it.
Amen. Well, thank you so much again. And everybody out there listening, keep tuning in. You are in the music room. Okay, that's all right.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.